Alright guys, so in this video we're going to go ahead and talk about people who fake their Shopify sales and what to look for when watching them so you guys don't follow somebody who's just basically faking their sales and just misinforming you, because honestly this is one of the reasons why a lot of you guys fail, is because you watch people who have no idea what they're doing and they're just repeating something that they heard in a video or something that they read about, and you guys are just trying to implement that in your stores and they've never done it and they've never had success with it. So hopefully by the end of the video you guys know what to look for when looking at people's store success or just looking at their claims, so you guys could stop watching those who are just faking it and focus on the people who are actually having success with Shopify so you could have success with it. So one of the most common and easiest ways to fake the success of a Shopify store is by creating fake orders. Like I mentioned, this is one of the more common known strategies, quote unquote. So what they do is they go into Shopify, they go into drafts, they create a new order, they enter a fake name, fake last name, fake first name, fake last name, just a fake product. They throw in a price and then they just mark it as paid and fulfilled. And there's a couple of dead giveaways with this method. So one of them being that you can't fake your visitors. So look at the person's visitors whenever you see this huge amount of orders. If the visitors don't correlate with the amount of orders they sold, then there's something fishy going on. For example, if that person claims to make $1,000 a day and they only have 10 or 15 people visiting their site in that whole day, you know, that's not gonna be legit. That's most likely just gonna be them trying to fake their sales. From my personal experience, sometimes I get lucky and I have about 150 to 200 customers, or not customers, but people visiting my site, and then I make $1,000 off of that. Sometimes it takes a little bit more. Sometimes it takes 300 or 350 visitors for me to make that $1,000 in that day. So look for the amount of visitors, make sure they correlate with the order sold. Make sure it's not something like $3,000 in a day and only 20 visitors. Now another giveaway is if they go to their order sections and they scroll down, like to the actual order, they scroll down, there's going to be this thing called timeline. So in there you're going to be able to see the order was created off of draft. You're going to be able to see that the order was marked as paid manually, and that again is a dead giveaway of them faking orders. When you actually have orders, your timeline is going to look a little bit different. You're going to see that person's email address, you're going to see that person's last 4 digits of their debit or credit card, and you're going to see that an email was sent with the confirmation. So it's going to be a lot more things going on in the timeline, as opposed to when you fake your order, you're just going to see 2 things: the order when it was created and when the order was marked as paid. Now I'm pretty sure that they're not going to go ahead and show you this. They're not going to show you their timeline, since that gives it away. Obviously most of the times they don't notice it, but sometimes you're able to actually catch on it. If they take a screenshot or they just show you their overview dashboard, you were able to see the online store orders, and that's basically what people actually paid for, and those are actual orders coming in from actual people. But if you see something like draft orders or Shopify mobile for iPhone or Shopify mobile for Android, those are made up orders, so keep that in mind. So another way that people fake their Shopify success is by using stolen images. So what these people do is that they go to Google or Facebook or wherever you find images of people with their Shopify success stories, and they just take those images and run with them and claim them their own. Now those are a little bit hard to spot out unless the owner of that screenshot comes out and states that, you know, it's their screenshot and shows proof. Either than that, it's a little bit harder to call them or call their BS on it, just because you don't know if that image was stolen or not, because they're probably going on Google, just typing in Shopify success or Shopify $1 million sales, or they just go on Facebook to mastermind groups and just take pictures from people who are actually having success from that group and claim it as their own. And like I said, it's harder to see if that person is actually having success or if the image was stolen, but sometimes you just have to use context, and context gives it away, which I'll talk about towards the end of the video. But another way that people actually go and fake their orders is using an internet browser and inspecting the element and just changing the numbers around. So in this method, or not really a method, but what they do is they basically go on their web browser and just right click, inspect the element, and they change the numbers around to whatever they want. Now, one of the drawbacks in this method is that you're gonna have to actually edit the graph, because if you don't edit the graph, it's gonna be a lot more obvious that you faked the sales, just because the total sales is a really high number, but you look at your graphs and and they're just laying flat. And this method might fool some people, or it might fool you like in a screenshot, not a screenshot, in a thumbnail, and it might get you to click on something, but just pay close attention to the graphs, make sure they correlate. So that's one of the dead giveaways with this quote unquote method. And then another one would be if they refresh the page, everything's gonna reset and go back to what it was before they started messing around with the code. Now I know that these people are obviously not gonna put it out there and tell you, yeah, you know, I stole these images, or yes, I faked my sales. They're not gonna go ahead and tell you that. They're gonna try to conceal it. They're gonna not actually show you their timeline. They're not gonna go ahead and just refresh the page in certain pages just to make it look like they're getting sales. But you guys could still go ahead and use context. Now what I mean by that is look at their surrounding, look at what they're editing with, look at what they have in their video, just look at them as a whole and just tell yourself, is this legit? Does this person honestly look the part? Now I know this is judging people based off how they look or how they present themselves, but if they're claiming they're making $300,000 in a month, or they're claiming they're making $10,000 in a day, and they're recording with some shitty quality stuff, for example, if they don't have a mic, if they're using their camera built-in mic, if they're using their webcam and they don't have a good quality equipment, then most likely that's not them selling. Most likely they're just faking it. Now I know there's people out there that don't care about aesthetics, that don't care about how good their video looks, and don't care about how good their audio sounds. But those same people who don't care about how good their video looks and sounds, they're not the ones flaunting their money around. They're not the ones showing off how much money they're making. They're not the ones saying, hey, look at, I make $300,000 last month, because they don't care about those things. They might teach you like, hey, look at, you could do this and this and this. They might have a shitty audio, but they're not going out there and telling you guys, hey, I made $10,000 in 1 month and I'm over here, you know, swimming in money and all this and that. But their video just looks horrible. Their background looks bad. It just looks like they're living at home with their parents. And not to talk shit about anybody, you know, not to point any fingers, not to tell you that if you live with your parents, you know, you failed. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. What I'm saying is, if you're making $300,000 in a month and you're living at home with your parents in your room and you're recording off a shitty ass laptop with no mic, you know, it's kind of a dead giveaway that you're not making that much money. I'm just saying. Now, let's just say that you happen to stumble across one of those few people who actually talk about how much money they make, but they don't invest in a good camera or a good computer or a good audio or a good microphone, my bad. They don't invest in any of that, but they're going out and teaching people. I still would not trust those people. I would not want to watch them, because if you're making that much money and you're not at least taking $300 to just better off your video quality, or just better off your audio quality, and just invest in yourself, then why am I gonna waste my time and invest in you when you won't even invest in yourself? So that's just my point of view. That's how I look at things. So that's pretty much it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.